In this episode of Gareth Jones on Speed, I go car spotting in Mayfair with a friend. Hello, welcome to Gareth Jones on Speed on the streets of London. Actually, not quite the streets, in the middle of a very elegant park. Berkeley Square, Berkeley, I don't know how you say it. And the friend who I'm going car spotting with is Alex Guy. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
You came here on a bike.
I did, I'm a sweaty boy.
You from the future?
No, I'm just packing a few extra pounds that I need to get rid of, so...
It doesn't look like it to me. You look trim and healthy and beautiful. So I figured we'd meet up, you and me, and do a bit of car spotting in Mayfair, because I remember when I used to come to London as a kid from North Wales, the first thing I noticed about being in London is you see extraordinary cars everywhere.
This is the land where a 911 isn't special.
Yeah, that's right. I remember seeing a 911 SC in 1976 and being very excited about that.
But now... they're everywhere.
Yeah, common as much.
But not all 911s are born equal, so that we might find some interesting ones.
All right, well, let's go to someone else in the VW empire, the VAG empire, because right on Berkeley Square is Jack Barclay Bentley dealership.
Yes.
Should we go and have a look, see what they've got?
Now, I've been here before. This is many, many moons ago. They launched the then new Flying Spur.
Yep.
The second-gen Flying Spur, try not to get run over by slow-moving traffic, in the basement of this amazing dealer. So the bit we're going to see, and the bit the Great Unwashed can see, is the first floor, the ground floor, sorry, not in America. And, you know, it's all lovely cars, and it draws you in. But then, if you go, there's a sort of set of stairs, and you go downstairs, and there's a big room where they keep a car, your car, and you can spec it up, and you can have a cup of tea and a coffee, and it's all very five-star, sir. How would Sir like Sir's leather? Quilted, unquilted? Would you like the carbon fibre dash? Would you like the wooden dash? Or would you like my favourite Bentley option, the Carpaccio of stone?
Carpaccio of stone? That's a colour?
No, it's a thin layer of stone.
What? You're kidding? Really?
Yeah, it's real.
Wow.
You can have a stone trim on your dash.
It's a different universe. I always associate this with a Slade movie, of course, the only Slade movie. There's a scene in the movie Slade in Flame where the young members of the band are now multi-millionaires from being pop stars, and they wander into a very posh dealership like Jack Barclay, and are not taken seriously because they look like pop stars, but they walk out with two Rolls Royces.
Of course they do.
And what have we got here at the moment? This is the new GT, what do we call this?
So this is the Bentley Continental GT. It's current model, but they're not going to make another one quite like this. This is, with all the ICE things, Bentley is going electric fairly soon. The big last celebration of ICE is really the Batteur, which is they're making 18 of them, 1.6 million, spec as you like. You can't have one, they're already
Go downstairs into your private room.
Go downstairs into your
Get the stone panel.
Yes.
Let's look at the Bentayga, because I'm still in two minds about the Bentayga. When we saw the original concept, was it called the EXP? Is that what it was called?
Oh, God, something like that. I can't remember.
It had the worst wheels in the world. And because of that, everybody hated it. It was seriously rethought. Then this is the car that we get, the one in front of us now, with much improved, what do we call those sort of bladed wheels?
The second generation, it's a proper facelift. If one pays not too close attention, it might have similar door handle placement at the rear to, say, a Lamborghini Urus and a Q8 and a Car.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, sir. The one we're looking at is a V8 Azure, so Azure is kind of the comfy plush one. It's as close as you get to a trim level from Bentley. But it's got that V8, 4-litre twin-turbo, glorious thing with thousands of horsepower. I can't remember off the top of my head.
8,000, I think it is.
8,000 horsepower. Yeah. But it's a big, glorious, plush thing. And last year they released the successor to the Mulsanne, which is the long wheelbase Bentayga, which is the longest rear doors known to man. It's so long! They just added something like 15 centimetres to the back of it and went there, or 18 centimetres. There you are. Have some extra legroom, sir, or madam.
It's like what they do with airliners, isn't it? You get like the 737, you get the 737ER, you get the 757 extended. They put sections in, they just make it longer, don't they?
It's an extra lump of aeroplane, and that's kind of what they did with the EWB. And then, of course, you can spec it as you like, and you can ask Mulliner to do many things to it. And Mulliner, for those who don't know, is sort of Bentley's coach building arm. So off of coach building.
Always has been.
Always has been.
Yeah.
It's all in-house, and you ring them up and you go, hello, can I have a jet rocket strapped to it? And they go, we'll see what we can do.
I have never driven a Bentley. I'm going to do something about that.
We can fix that.
I figure we
try.
can. So these are the cars in the showrooms, but on the streets, I'm going to switch sides to this side. On the streets, you don't have to stand long before you see something interesting.
So while I was waiting for you, a McLaren 765 LT rolled by.
Oh, really?
It was red and made lots of noise. We like those. The only car that's trying to split me off the road at 30 miles an hour in the drive.
Let's wander up to Savile Row. Is it that way? This way. Let's wander around, switching sides again.
Going around the Bentley dealer, so they've got the Conti GT V8, which is actually the better one to buy. It's the better one because the engine makes better noise and it sounds all whiffly, and it's not restrained luxury, it's just mental. And Jack Barclay has in their showroom a second generation Conti GT
in yellow.
In yellow, but the second generation was the first one they bought the V8 out in. And the deal was, because I may have had a few drinks with one of the people responsible for making the V8 quite what it was.
Excellent.
And the idea behind it was they didn't want buyers to have to choose between displacement and power. So obviously it had to be, it was lowered down the lineup, but it wasn't so underpowered. You still got something for your money. So as such, it sounds like a NASCAR. The first one I drove was in that yellow. It was a GT, not a GTC, but it's glorious. And if you really want to be a nerd, to tell a V8 over a W12, the Bentley B surround, so the B is white, but the badge itself is red, and the exhaust pipes are shaped like number 8s on their side.
Oh, nice detail. This new Continental GT V8 S, well, from 2015, is on at a bargain £84,940.
I mean, for the car you get, if you want something like that, it's a lot of car, but it's still a lot of money for, us plebs.
Yeah.
But it's a gorgeous thing. But have you seen what's next door?
There's a Bugatti dealership next door. Do we call it a dealership, or is it a Bugatti brand centre?
It's the sort of atelier. There's a car in there and a coffee shop.
Coffee shop?
Coffee shop. But, and there is a Rolls-Royce Cullinan.
Oh, and a Taycan.
A Taycan in frozen berry.
Is that what it's called, that colour? Frozen berry?
Yeah.
It is extraordinary in terms of colour. It does look like, I don't know, it's not raspberry, it's not...
No, it's frozen berry.
Yeah.
It's a frozen berry, and...
0071 AKS registration. Look up who the owner is.
But he's taken the badge off it, so I wonder if it's the rear drive only one, which is the only one of those I've driven, actually. It's really good.
Aha, switching sides again. Now, I used to believe that it was the top of this building here, where the Beatles did Get Back.
Where was it? Where was it?
I think it was Savile Row, not actually there, but I used to think it was this road, this isn't Savile Row, this road. I forget the name of this road.
That's where we are. It's somewhere
Mayfair Road,
we're going
to call it. I haven't seen a Maybach yet. That's my ambition. You don't see very many Maybach.
One of the kind of old school ones that was actually badged Maybach, or one of the ones that was badged an S-Class with...
I'll interview you if you want, brother. There's a man fixing the... Are you doing charging points, or are you doing cameras? You're doing cameras?
6G, I think.
Doing what?
6G.
6G. It's the future. I'm waiting for 7G, mate. Honestly, really. See you guys.
Oh, here's one. A Merc G63. Yeah, I have thoughts about these because they're very quick and they've got side pipes and they make good noises. They're exclusively driven by, get your bleep button out.
Do you know, there is a truth. There's a Radio 1 DJ who lives near me in Stoke Newington. I won't mention him by name, but he's got a black G Series and he tipped it over.
I know, well, that will reveal it is Mr. Nick Grimshaw.
Given away. Given away. But I'm very fond of the G Series. Actually, I haven't driven the G Series, I've driven the G Wagon, as it was. And the thing I love most about that car, the central locking system on the doors.
It has a proper clonk.
It's like a machine gun going off.
It's amazing.
Brilliant. That's what you pay for. Handsome. G63. Are they going to do a Maybach edition of the G Series or what?
No, they're going to do a Lecky one, though.
Of course they are.
EQG or the GEQ or something.
It should have 2 G's, shouldn't it? EQGG.
EQGG, well, that would be good horsepower.
Yeah. We're walking past Asprey, the jewellers now. There's a motorsport connection there. Asprey were sponsors of Ferrari when Schumacher was driving for them. We're navigating. Alex is navigating.
So it's end of the road, turn right.
Yeah.
And the first big left.
As Londoners, we should know this, really.
Yeah, we don't live in this bit of London.
No, we are visitors, aren't we?
I live southwest, so I can just about navigate my way around here. But it's normally to get to somewhere on Oxford Street or nearby.
Yeah.
But, southwest, get me to Wandsworth, Putney, easy. Bits of Mayfair, nah, can't do that.
Do you know why Mayfair's called Mayfair?
Because of a lovely person called May who was very honest and just with their business dealings.
Almost. There used to be a fair here every May. It's part of an old boundary in London that's called something like Ami or Anna or Amma.
Oh, there's a Rolls Royce Phantom. Hello.
Oh, did you hear that? It went shoosh as it went by.
Oh, good, you shouldn't.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, are you?
You're not supposed to hear them.
No.
6 3/4, or that ridiculous V12. And it's just
So we're wandering up towards Clifford Street, where there's going to be a big red dog.
enormous red dog.
Huge.
Colossal turds. I don't know where they've been.
Imagine. Oh, no, now you've got an image in my mind. Mm-hmm. Are Clifford's big
Clifford's
red dog
big red
turds, are they red?
Yeah, oh.
That's a horrible idea, isn't
God.
it? The size of a melon and red. Disappointing so far in the street vehicles. We've got a Toyota Pro Ace and a Ford Transit Dropside going by.
And a Lecky Mini.
A Lecky Mini, yeah.
Lecky Mini. Yeah, and there was an S-Class and there's an X5 or an X3 or something. There's a massive BMW.
You see, these are people who can afford to drive into the West End.
Yeah, I mean, if one can, and you want to live here, then do it.
You would. Let's go down Cork Street. I've just seen a couple of interesting things there. There's a Tesla Model 3, Series 1 Model 3. Because there's a new one, isn't there?
Everything, the new one's got a new face and a few extra interior bits. After you check it out. So I'm wheeling around a bicycle, which is incredibly
Alex has got his bike with him rather than lock it up. It's perfectly handsome, the Series 3, isn't it? Yes, yeah, it's quite homogeneous, isn't it?
Saab.
Oh, now, a Saab now. This is with the last, 900
Old money Saab.
S, yeah.
Picture of that.
It's a Vauxhall underneath there, though, let's be honest. It's not a proper Saab.
No, I think that's still proper Saab's territory.
It's not a proper Saab.
T-Reg, that was before...
that's a Cavalier under there. Yeah, definitely. 9.3, not 900, isn't it? It's a 9.3, yeah. But nice to see a Saab.
I like the fact that we're mooning over the Saab, where opposite is a Rolls-Royce Phantom 7 Series 1.
Yes. Excuse me, hacking my guts up there. Yeah, and the way that Rolls-Royce do that thing, where the wheels, the centre of the wheel has the Rolls-Royce badge, which remains upright.
You can get those on a Bentley now, sir.
Can you? Is there anything that Rolls-Royce do that Bentley do now? That Rolls-Royce... Hang on, let me get it right. Is there anything that Rolls-Royce do that Bentley don't do now? They're after them, aren't they, as they always have been?
So far, a pure EV. Rolls-Royce has that, but that's coming.
Yeah.
Got an SUV. They've got all the super swanky one-of-one cars going. Yeah, no. But Bentley, I think the thing with Bentley is that it is a more volume proposition. That's what it needed to be, because the two was so entwined for so long after a little bit of jiggery-pokery and pretending that, we're an independent buyer. Oh, no, wait, we're Rolls-Royce, we're Avenue. Whereas now, they're set for hundreds of thousands of Continental GTs any minute now. Oh, we found an i4.
Are we allowed to laugh at the grill?
No, I've gotten used to it now.
It is exactly that, isn't it? It's a matter of getting used to it. This one's fine. The one on the...
M3?
Oh, it's...
Again, I've gotten used to it. The thing was, I was at a thing, as one does, with Domagoj de Kek, who is their head of design. He is the man who signs off the grills. We're talking about the Neue Klasse, the concept that was revealed in Munich in September. And he was saying, what about the design? You've had these very out-there designs and all this. And it's like, well, we only care about what happens a year after. Because, you have the big impactful design and day one people are going to have knee-jerk responses. But give it a year, people won't care.
Yeah.
Or they'll either like it or they'll still hate it. And if they still hate it, they have a problem. But 9 times out of 10.
Reminds me of the song "I Have Grown Accustomed to Your Face," and it's exactly that. When you first see it, you go, "What have they done? What have they done?" Then 3 or 4 exposures. It's like cold water exposure. You know that thing about
Wim Hof.
Yeah, or even me, in my experience in cold water exposure. You only have to go into really cold water 3 times before it's not an issue. The first time you go in, you go, "Oh God, I can't stand it," and get out.
Yeah.
Second time you go in, "Okay, I'm ready for this, I know what's going to happen." You stay in for 5 minutes, you go, "That's enough," and you come out. Third time you go in, "Oh, it's this again."
Oh, it's this.
It's the same as seeing it's amazing what you can get used to when you see it.
I thought good cars as well. I really like them. I had a quick squirt in the M version, the i50M, I think it's called. Is that one of these? No, this one's the 40.
E-Drive 4.
So there's 2. So you can get the 50, which is the one breathed on by M, so it's all-wheel drive and 5 million horsepower, and. Or you get the 40, which has less power and rear drive, which some people prefer, actually. After you, man.
Yeah, thank you. We have to keep avoiding lampposts and other pedestrians whilst walking. Yeah.
I want to clutter someone with my bicyclette.
Right, is this Savile Row?
No, we go left and then left again.
Okay.
I think.
I only want to go to Savile Row to eliminate where the Beatles did their thing.
There it is. See Gibbs and Hawks up there, number 1
right.
Savile Row.
Okay.
Fun tailoring facts. I think it's the Queen's Guard, the ones all the ceremonial red outfits, not the bearskin ones.
Yeah. The Queen's Guard.
All of their uniforms.
King's Guard now, right?
Oh, no, he said he was going to keep it as the Queen's Guard.
Oh, really?
But all of their uniforms are in there. They tailor them, so when one leaves, their uniform is taken, measured up, the next person's measured up, and it's repurposed for them.
Wow.
You can go and see them, they're all behind glass. They also made, Princess Diana had a red jacket, sort of military style. She had it made by them. She went in and went, "Make this for me." They had royal charters for the late Duke of Edinburgh and for Charles, I think for Will as well, because you can only have so many royal charters. And I can't remember if it's Mr. Gibbs or Mr. Hawks, but one of them invented the pith helmet.
It wasn't called Pith.
Yeah, no.
It should have been called Peter Pith, shouldn't
Yes,
it?
if you go in of an afternoon, you can have a nose and go, "Oh my God, I can't afford these jackets." But you can go and do kind of a history tour of Gibbs and Hawks. It's
Right
glorious.
then.
Right,
This is Savile Row.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's a blue plaque on the wall. Does that say this is where the Beatles? The Beatles played their gig. There it is. I've never actually seen it before. And it is almost identical, that building, to the one over there that I always believed it was. Up there. Get back.
What a rubbish location for a gig.
On a roof. No one saw it.
No one can see it.
The Beatles played their last live performance on the roof of this building the 30th of January 1969, when I was 7 years old at the time.
I was not.
You were minus
I was minus
several.
some years. So the cool thing about Savile Row, it's a bit devoid of cars for the moment. But once a year, it started 2 years ago now, there's a thing called the Savile Row Concours. What happens is people are invited to submit their cars, and then cars are paired up with a dealership. The whole street's closed all around the corner, and it's a big free car show.
Wow. I like the sound of that. A Savile Row Concourse.
Yeah, I went to the first one, and it was pretty good, actually. It was bloody hot. The three-piece suit was a bad idea. This year, I think it was Richard James Audi was paired up with, and they had a special wrap on an e-tron GT, and they had like special Audi things inside, and then and they have a stage, I think, about where we're standing now, opposite Dejan, Skinner and Drake's, where people associated with the classic car world, people associated with the cars do talks and things like that. It's very cool.
Is it going to happen again?
The second year was this year, and it was very well received, so I have a sneaking suspicion it's coming back.
Quite enjoy
but
that idea.
It's free, it's over 2 days, It's Thursday, Friday, and the whole street is decked out, so cars are sort of jackknifed across the street.
Yeah.
And it's very, very
We
cool.
should have come then if I'd have known that was
We
happening.
should have done. Well, I was working, I was on a job, because I should have been here, but I couldn't.
We're standing outside Dejan Skinner.
But Huntsman as well.
Huntsman, famous for their boots and jackets.
Mm-hmm.
And right outside, appropriately at Huntsman, is a Land Rover Defender a proper one,
Yes,
an old school one.
On big knobbly off-road tyres.
Yeah, BF Goodrich, what are they, 20-inch? Yeah, 21?
By the looks of things, if you look at the roof, I think that's an extended top, you know.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a big shut line there where there shouldn't be one.
And there appears to be some sort of window orifice of some kind in the roof, so that hinges up. Number 13, Savile Row, it says Cad and the Dandy on the car.
So I guess it's that one there that they can't park in front of because it's a disabled lane.
Right, imagine driving a Defender into the middle of town. This one is absolutely gorgeous. It's in silver, by the way. I'm going to go over to it, Alex, and just have a look. Yeah. It has, yes, it's got an awning down the side. It's a sort of a day van. It's got a baby seat in it, in the back. That's nice. That's my favourite so far.
Yeah, I don't like old Defenders though.
No?
No, we had one for work for 9 months. It's one of my favourite stories to embarrass my friend with. Back in the X-Car days, we had long-term. But I asked my cameraman Nick, like, okay, if we get a long-term, what's your dream car? Because it's got to fit all your gear in it, you've got to drive it a lot, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And he went, I'd love a Defender. Oh, I've always wanted a Defender. It's been my favourite car since forever. Oh, yeah, I really love them. Right, okay. So a couple of years to kind of get us into a position where we could ask for such a thing. And I rang up Press Fleet and said, look, could we have a long-term Defender? Here's all the content we'll do on it. The other thing, we need a 110 double cab pickup because we need to hang a cameraman out the back of it all strapped down. We need to take 4 people and gear. They went, yep, sure, no worries, we've got one on fleet, it's coming off, so keep it for 9 months, deliver this content, and we're all good. So I told my man, I said, right, your car is ready. Are you excited? Oh, man, I can't wait. 3 weeks later, or however long it was, car appears. Right. Here is the key. You are the first one to drive it because you love it so much. He got 20 yards down the road and went, this is Yes, it's terrible. It's yours for 9 months.
It makes your back ache. It's hard
just
work.
Awful. I had to drive that thing to Thirsk and back.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's a very long way in a Defender.
That's a very long way in a Defender.
And, and Defenders like
it's a long way in anything.
Yeah. And Defenders like drinking petrol as well. So
it's a thirsty journey.
Right. On our way to Oxford Street. Is this Oxford Street or Regent? It's Regent
Street, I think, there.
Regent Street.
We'll head back towards Mayfair, but
there's an
just look.
S63 AMG there.
I was about to say, there are 2 cars, one parked and one on the street. One is a Kia EV6. Mm-hmm. The other one is a Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, right? I remember when I drove the EV6 thinking that it was a poor man's Macan.
I mean, the thing is, it's not really a poor man's Macan because they're 50 grand.
Yeah,
and a Macan is about 50 grand.
Right, okay, yeah, so not so much
but
poor.
There is a Lecky Macan coming.
Yes.
Soon.
Yeah, very soon. Must be.
It should be this year.
Yeah.
Or tail end. Oh, no, it might actually be early next year. I don't know.
You know, I'd love a Porsche, but I'd be very happy with a Kia EV6. I kid you not, I think it's a tremendously well-engineered car.
It's a mega bit of kit. The thing about it is, it's got this kind of otherworldly, pointy alien look, which Kia is very much going for. It shares a platform with an Ioniq 5 and a Genesis GV60.
Yep.
The GV60 is the luxury one, the Ioniq 5 is the family one. This is the...
Sporting, not sporty, but sporting. Yeah, it's a subtlety.
It's bloody lovely.
Yeah.
They're really good cars. I really like them. I've not had a go in the GT yet. I really should, but it's a thing for later.
I want to drive the Ioniq N5 or 5N.
Oh yeah, that's the reviews for that are happening soon. A lot of colleagues are.
Oh, we better get on it, haven't we?
Korea.
We're standing alongside another Tesla. This is a Model X, or, as I prefer to call it, a Rover SD1 that's been slightly concertinaed, hasn't it?
Post-crash SD1.
Yeah, slightly shorter, slightly overinflated. I like to think if there was an SD1 now, that's exactly what it would look like, the Model X.
I guess so, though hopefully not with quite a alloys.
Yeah, somebody doesn't know how to park, do they?
I guess it's their car, they can do with it as they wish.
And in Mayfair you can probably afford to have new wheels every week if you want.
Every other week at least. Every other week.
I'm wondering which way to head. I think we ought to go back towards Mayfair rather than Oxford Circus to see more interesting vehicles. You've got to make a phone call in a couple of minutes, have you?
Zemo for the call. Hang on. Sorry.
Yeah, man. Let's have a look while Alex is looking at his phone. What else is on the streets here? There are loads of electric vehicles, loads of little electric vans. There are Yeah, that same group of cars that were passing a moment ago is stood still. That's why you don't drive into central London. There are, of course, a bunch of LEV... what are they called? LEVC London cabs now. And some big Mercedes Sprinters. Nothing that exciting. So we're going to head down back towards the square, because I'm expecting we should see supercars here as well. Or is that the territory of Kensington, perhaps?
I think it's a bit of both, but it's the middle of the day, so the supercar people are probably in their banks making money.
Yes.
They're doing all the money things.
And it's the people who own the banks that the supercar owners
wish to be.
Yeah, they're the people who come here, aren't they? It's one of the most expensive places in the world, Mayfair. Not just in London, in the world. I did a little bit of research. It may even be the most expensive place in the world.
So this is Savile Road, so let's head down Clifford Street.
Clifford Street, avoiding any big dogs.
Didn't we come out of Clifford
We did come out of Clifford Street.
We tried Boyle Street.
Boyle Street. Let's go and see Susan Boyle. So if you're following us on a map, if you've got Google Maps, we're doing it.
Walked very far, but we've talked a lot.
Well, that's what we're here for. We're not here to cover ground, we're here to cover cars. We just walked into a dead end, and this is very appropriate, Alex. What is that car parked at the dead end?
It's a Mazda CX-30.
That's a dead end,
That's a
isn't
dead
it?
end. 130 miles of all-electric range. If you hop on one foot, hop on another, do a magical dance and hope for the best. Let's head that way.
Yeah, what were Mazda gambling on to come up with a car? Because Mazda are really good. They make some great cars, right? Make some really great cars. That one was so misjudged. It was essentially Renault's Zoe
from 10
performance.
years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it was, you can see what they were going for.
Yeah.
And you can see the market, you can see the meetings. They're going, okay, it has a small range, but this is for people who live in the city. This is for people who live in Tokyo, who live in these really densely packed places that need to drive a little bit, but still want the comfort of a big car. Because at the moment, you can have a comfortable-ish small nippy city car that will do 120, 130 miles, but it's still a little city car. Or you can have a massive one, but that's very expensive and very hard to manage, and. You know what's also very expensive and hard to manage? That Ferrari FF over there.
Love the FF. That is the second Ferrari shooting brake that I've seen on my walk here today. The FF. And it's got the right name for a cool car. It's called FF. I know there was one before, but...
The one before, so it's the FF, and then it was the GTC4 Lussa, or GT4 Sealess.
Yeah.
Some nonsense. 8 Series. We like an 8 Series.
Yeah.
And not many people do.
Oh, yeah.
It's an 8 Series Grand Coupe as well.
Now, that's a rarity. I wouldn't call it a unicorn, but why would you choose that sort of... hatch? It's a hatch. It's not a coupe. It's a hatch. It's a long lift back, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a boot.
It's a saloon. It's a saloon, but I guess it's a 7 Series for people that want to look a bit cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's a bit of a cool 7
The
Series.
7 Series itself is a statement, though. And, what's this, a 911?
It's a 992.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a Carrera because they haven't spec'd the sports exhaust, so it's got quad pipes rather than double.
You know your stuff.
Ones.
Good lad.
So, I want a silver Porsche, please. Yes, you can have a silver Porsche. Cool. I'll get away with as little money as possible. Excellent. Off you go.
We're getting rained on, and Alex needs to make a phone call. So I'm going to suggest we go in there, where it is both quiet and dry, which is just the Burlington Gate. What is it? What do you call this? It's not quite a shopping arcade, but it's quiet. So we'll let Alex make his phone call, and then we'll carry on in a moment.
Gareth Jones on speed!
While Alex is making his phone call, here's a little history break for you. That name that I was trying to remember of the area that Mayfair is in, historically it was called Aya, or A.
Bless
It was
you.
hello, Alice.
Hello.
That was the name of the manor I was trying to remember. Eye or Aya, which is, according to Wikipedia, an early medieval manor in the parish of Westminster, Middlesex, and is now part of central London. It was about 1 mile west of the Palace of Westminster, Whitehall, about 2 miles west of southwest of the walled city of London, about half a mile north of the River Thames. So there you go. I'd never heard of Aya before.
Neither had I.
No.
Lived
Hey,
here for 14 years. No.
learn something. Right.
Where should we go?
Well, I went this way.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple of things.
Okay, let's go that
So
way.
let's go that way. What went past me, a couple of Rolls' Phantoms. This is the land of phantoms, isn't it? And there's another one there in maroon. Would you call that maroon?
Burgundy.
Burgundy,
I would
you're
go-
right.
I would go burgundy.
Yeah, that's definitely burgundy. CC04ROL.
I think that's Carol's car, don't you?
Carol. Quarrel.
Carol.
Carol.
Not everyone can get the right plate at the right time, man. It's tricky. It's tricky.
When you spent all your money on a car, what money have you got left for a
Well, the
plate?
rule with cars like that is, one, if you have to ask. Two,
Yeah.
is if you are going to do it, make sure you can buy it twice.
Is that what they say? Buy it twice.
Yeah, because when it goes wrong,
Yeah.
warranties are great and all, but which way would you like to go, left or right?
We're going to go right. I'm just looking at an electric Mini, the Mini Electric as was,
Yes.
not the Mini E,
Not the Mini E, the
which
Mini
is smaller, isn't it? The Mini E than the
No, no,
Mini
no, no,
Electric?
no. So
Same size.
Well, it is the Mini Electric. The Mini E was that prototype one of the last generation, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Whereas this is the fully fledged electric Mini. So it looks like a Mini Cooper S, but it's got the snout. They're mega little things, and the next Mini hatch isn't going to be called the Mini hatch, it's going to be called the Mini Cooper.
Uh-huh.
So the range now goes Cooper and then Countryman, and then there will inevitably be more in the middle.
Yeah.
So the Countryman's quite a chunky SUV,
Oh,
that
yeah.
WX1 size,
bigger
very,
car
very
now.
square, very cool. And the Mini Cooper is the hatch, and the hatch will come in 2-door, 5-door, and convertible. There'll be a spread of EV and ICE. Will there be another convertible electric Mini? They did 1,000 of this generation, they sold out like that. I had a knowing word with the lady in charge, and she went, well, the last one sold very quickly and very well, so...
Interesting that the Mini is finally, what's the word?
blossomed.
Not quite, no, engaged with electric power. You know, it flirted, and now we're finally getting...
They had those test cars around 2012,
Yeah.
which was...
About 100 of them were there?
Yeah, it was that Frontier Tech thing. So it was the old shape, the R50 whatever shape, R53 shape, and it had no rear seats, and had a big bank of batteries, and it had all that. And it was a test case to see, does this work? Can it be a thing? So a Cupra Formentor's just gone by, and I think it's on press plate, so I wonder who it is. They had that as a test bed. People liked them. People wanted them. It only had a 100-mile range.
Yeah, that's right.
They weren't that quick.
Yeah.
But it was a can we do this? And they used them as cars around 2012 because, of course, BMW and Mini were title sponsors, so they provided all the cars.
For the Olympics?
Yeah, and it worked. And then, now with the electric, the Mini E, whatever you want to call it, you get a sensible range, 150 odd miles. They're quite quick. I drove one a couple of years ago now. They're really serene.
Yeah.
They're very serene. They're quite restful cars to drive. Even though it's got loads of power and it's designed to have maximum go-kart feel.
Because Minis have always had either transmission whine or a rough old South American engine, historically, or a bit grumpy. But now it's as refined as a Rolls Royce. Just EV, right?
Yeah, 'cause
that's
EV
what
and
happens.
quiet.
Let's go down
Let's
to
go that way.
New Bond Street. There are lots of Mercedes Sprinter vans around, and I don't think that they are all delivery vans. Very often they're used as limos these days, aren't they?
Yeah, so there's this new trend of, I think it's called quiet luxury, where you have the nice, but you don't necessarily flaunt it. So where you might previously have had a Maybach or a Bentayga or a Phantom or something in which to be driven, now you get a massive diesel van, but then you strip the interior and make it basically a luxury wonderland. So you can have your tellies, you can have your quilted leather, you can have this, you can have that. And no one knows you're in there. You're not showing off. You can travel completely anonymously, but in utmost luxury. It's a really big market.
Yeah.
But no one's
California,
talking about
Southern
it.
California, it's huge. All the movie stars do that.
Yeah, because why be seen in the back of a Bentley Flying Spur that we're staring at right now?
outside Chanel. Yeah, really. With, what's that, a S600 something?
Maybe, though it has got 3D plates on it. So
yes.
No, thank you.
And to put the whole thing in context, a Honda Jazz.
Honda Jazz outside deal.
That's kind of cute. That's a city car. It's a great city car.
My mate bought one of those recently, and I borrow it whenever my many cars are broken, and it's great.
Oh, yeah, they're voluminous inside. Oh, yeah. But while we're talking about Honda and EVs in the middle of town, when was the last time you saw a Honda E on the road?
I saw one roll by my flat not too long ago, but they're not this sort of voluminous, incredible thing they should be. But you know why that is?
100-mile range?
100-mile range, but they're also, if you want to buy one now, just shy of 40 grand.
God in heaven, really?
Yeah.
For a Honda? City car?
For 100 miles of range.
It's very elegant, but come on.
If it was 15 grand, great. Oh, Jaguar I-Pace there.
Yes.
A Cayenne. We're on Conduit Street. And a Rolls-Royce Phantom 8.
Oh, look at that Rolls, though. Come on. Look at the size and squareness of that.
Oh, and it's the extended wheelbase as well.
Yeah. Long rear carriage doors, as they call them. Yeah.
Yes.
I reckon if we stand here for 30 seconds, we're going to see something... Well, we have seen something extraordinary.
Another S-Class, more cabs, another BMW i4.
Oh, I tell you what I did see. You know the LE... What do they call LEVC? London Electric Vehicle? Yeah, they're marketing a sort of van based on that platform now. Great idea.
On that platform, because it's so big, you can have one as a van, and because it's a plug-in with zero emissions, you can drive it around town without any problems.
Of course.
Which is why the cab works. You can get a luxury version of that. So Clive Sutton, the man who imports all the Americans to the big American stuff, he has a bespoke service, and with LEVC, should you wish for a black cab with all the trimmings, so quilted leather screens, they'll do it for you.
Nice. If Prince Philip was still alive, he'd have one of those, wouldn't he?
Maybe.
He loved a London taxi. I'm no great fan of the royal family, but I admire their interesting cars. I'll give them that much. Not dramatic, but you see plenty of them on the road these days. Is that the 4005 Peugeot?
I think it's a 3008.
3008. Oh, I'm hopeless.
It's
hopeless.
Fine. At the moment, I really am quite hopelessly in love with Peugeot's design language.
They're doing a good job, aren't they?
They're big fangs. It's really lovely, and it's mirrored on the Le Mans car.
Yeah, the Le Mans car's got like tears on it. Yeah, where the claws have ripped. That's just brilliant.
It's
just
fantastic.
Brilliant.
I love it to bits. I adore it. Like, for a car that anyone can drive, it's a cool looking thing.
It is smart. What is that?
That's a Yaris.
That's a Toyota Yaris in GLH, the delivery company.
Yeah.
And GLH stands for...
Goes like hell.
And it's not the first car to have GLH written on it, is it?
No, so back in the 80s, I think it was?
I think it was
late
the
70s, 80s.
I'd say it was about 83.
Dodge, in a bit of a coup over Ford, hired Carroll Shelby to make its cars exciting. And the GLH spec was what Shelby called them, goes like hell spec. So it was a Dodge Omni, and I think there was something else, but I can't remember for the life of me.
There was a second generation GLH as well. There was something like the GLRH, goes like really hell, or something like that. Goes like hell really, GLHR, something like that. But the Dodge Omni was essentially what we called the Chrysler... What was the hatch of the 80s?
I don't know.
Horizon. The Chrysler Horizon. Same car. So
there's a Rolls-Royce Ghost up there, and just behind it, there's the SUV of choice for someone who thinks a G63 is a little too subtle. It's a Lamborghini Urus.
Your eyes are better than mine.
We haven't got your glasses.
That is an Urus. I know that there is a dealership of a brand that you and I are very fond of round here.
Yes.
Should we head there?
Let's head that way. Where is it? Hang on, I need to get my maps out.
Gareth Jones on speed.
We've just walked up to a store which is symptomatic of the change in the automotive landscape at the moment, and that is a BYD dealership.
Do you know what it stands for?
I do know, hang on. Build your dream.
Yes, and it's written on the back of every single one of their cars.
Oh.
For now.
Yeah,
the reaction
right.
to it was so negative, they're pulling it off European cars.
Yeah. They've got a BYD, what's it called?
I have no idea.
Hang on, it's called, I do know this.
Dolphin? A seal?
Yes, it is. Is it the dolphin? I'm going to go in and look. Hold on. I'm going in. Because I'm not sure I'm in the dealership. It's a Stratstone dealership. It's the Seal, not the Dolphin. It's called the Seal. It's called the Seal, Alex. Come back out.
I really hope you can have it in rose red.
Very good. If you know the song, you know what we're talking about.
If you don't know the song, even I, a musically illiterate man, know the song.
BYD, that is some commitment to selling your cars to buy or rent a space in Mayfair. It's clear what they're going for, isn't it?
Well, they're going for... There's so much money coming in from China, and, it's... Building practices and governmental practices are dubious at the moment. I know there are a lot of people who are uncomfortable with the way things are done.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit particularly brilliantly with me, not going to lie. So...
Oh my God, there's a smart car in a gold wrap.
There's a gold smart car, but far more interestingly, there's a last generation, so C8, I think, or maybe C7, Audi RS6.
I see it. That's a proper car.
One of my favouriteest cars in the whole world.
Yeah, really? Because you like a bit of performance?
I love a bit of performance, but I also love the fact that you can sit in it and it'll bimble around town and do nothing, and then you have your friends in the back, and when you get a national speed limit, you go, all right, everyone okay? And they're pinned to their seat.
Now, that is a measure, I think, of a great car with dual personality, absolutely functional, but hell of a performance when you need it, and no compromise to your suspension and what have you. That's probably a bit hard, isn't it?
Can be, but you can have the tricky dampers, so it won't be glass smooth, but it won't be an absolute nightmare. Oh, another interesting car, BMW i8.
You don't see many of these, do you? They were very fashionable.
Round the corner from me.
Oh, really? You've got one?
One.
It was a intellectual man's rival to the 911.
They wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It was almost a good idea, but the charging side of it was a bit slow, and the all EV range was a bit low.
Yeah.
And most crucially, the fuel tank was tiny.
Yes.
So when you did brim it,
famously,
it would try and recharge its battery and keep you moving, and it was a worst of all worlds unless it was fully charged.
Yeah.
But they were really good.
Beautiful. I think it is.
Carbon chassis, low carbon cell, smart battery tech, doors that go up.
Haven't we come a long way in hybrid and electric vehicles in the last... How old is that car now? 8 years old?
2013?
Yeah, 10 years old.
2014, something like that. It was a concept, the Vision... The iVision...
Yes.
Something.
Yes, the Vision 8 it was called, I think.
Oh, no, that was the 8 Series.
Okay. what was the one that paid tribute to the M1 that was the pilot?
That was the M1 Homage.
That was it. Of course, it was called Homage. Of course it was. There's a big Volvo XC90.
A Mulsanne over there.
A Mulsanne.
Just out of I9.
And related, an Audi Q8 e-tron.
Yep, that's an RS as well. They're quite quick.
An iX3, an XC60. Nice to see Volvo represented again.
In the nice bit of town.
Yes.
We're opposite the Ritz, though, and as we stand opposite the Ritz, we come across Lotus's new flagship dealer.
Oh, my trousers. Now, Alex and I both love the work of not just Heffel, but Wuhan, we have to say now, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a quick squirt in an Electra. They're decent. I think some people were underwhelmed. Hang on, let me just park my bike up.
I'm going to go around the front. I'm going to go around the front because there are people looking at it. I'd love to hear these people's reactions. Hold on. So an electric Lotus, is that a good idea? An electric Lotus?
You don't think so?
No? I think it's a great idea. You're Norwegian, right? No?
No.
You're not. I was looking at your T-shirt. I was thinking, you're good with electric cars in Norway, aren't you? No real response.
No.
It's outrageous in yellow, isn't it, the Electra?
It's good in yellow. The thing is that, so they've got the yellow you can get on the Electra, and just behind this there's an Emira in the sunburst Lotus Heffel yellow yellow. It's nice. It's nice.
We want them all, don't we?
We want them all. I mean, I love the Emira dearly. I've driven the V6 and driven the i4. I'd have the V6 for the noise and the stick, but the Electra I enjoyed. I think the next one's going to be better. The
Really?
next generation's going to be better. But the tech is great. There are proper buttons, but there are also the menus you go through. It's only one, at most two deep. So you go, oh right, I need to get to that function. Oh, it's there, and there's a handy graphic. And oh, it's there, and there's a hand. Like, it's not complicated, which it's quite an easy trap to fall into. Because engineers go, oh, I want this, and I want that, and I want this. Oh, all you have to do is do a handstand, do the 5-finger death punch, and 10 Hail Marys, and then you can get to that menu. It's like that doesn't work for real people. They've thought about the UI in that. But no, it's gorgeous. And to see Lotus back in town, because they used to have, not far from here, they had a shop on Piccadilly Circus.
I remember.
And it was great. And they got rid of it, I assume, because they spent all their money on Alec Baldwin. But it's good to see them back in town. And downstairs in here, so the showroom itself is quite dark, it's very moody, it's been very designed.
Of course.
But downstairs there's a specking room. They work with Kef, the British
audio
manufacturer.
engineering company. Yeah,
So
I have a pair of KEF speakers in my living room.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
you can get a pair of Kef speakers in your Electra and your Emira.
Nice.
And you can also buy Lotus-inspired Kef speakers in the ground floor of here.
Inspired?
Yeah, so you can get them in JPS colours and things like that.
Oh!
Which is mega. 18 grand a pair, sir, if not more. And then, you can spec your Electra, you can spec your Emira, you can spec your Revia down there. And yes, you can come in and do test drives. It's very, very cool. It's very, very cool.
I just saw a Polestar go by.
Ooh.
We're surrounded by London LEVCs.
Yeah.
We're with Lotus. BYD are there. The Chinese are here in Mayfair. Everywhere you look, aren't they? Or China is. Chinese culture and money and development money.
The impact China's having on the automotive sphere is massive and undeniable, but it's been known about for years.
Yes.
It's been a common for years.
Well, we've been taking the mick out of Chinese cars for years because we were threatened by what they could do, because their pace of development, when we first encountered Chinese cars and Gareth Jones on Speed, I don't know, 15 years ago, there were some terrible Chinese cars, and we took the mick out of them, but we could see what they were going for, and that's why we did, and now they're ahead of us, right?
Apart from the Aura Funky Cat, that's a bit cack.
Which shares a lot with the new Mini. You know that, don't you? The Funky Cat and the Mini have got engineering commonality, platform commonality. Did you know that?
Rose, the new Mini might not be very good then.
That is a worry. And one final thought before we wrap this up. I just realised something, that the name of this area that Mayfair is in, I or Ayo or Aya, would make a great name for a little city Lotus, wouldn't it? The Lotus Aya,
Lotus
E-I-A.
Aya. Ooh. But then everyone would call it the Ear.
That would be no good. It's like Audi. Pardon? Listen? It means listen, doesn't it? Alex, it's been a joy. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for coming car spotting in Mayfair. What fun that was. I think we'll probably do this or something like this again. Until then, it's goodbye from Alex.
Bye.
It's goodbye from me. And it's goodbye from the, I wish I could say, quiet electric streets.
A tour bus has just gone by.
Too noisy. So until it's quieter, see you guys.
For information on how to contact the show, see pictures, get song lyrics, follow us on Twitter, find our Facebook fan page, or to sponsor the show, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whiz Bang.
Gareth Jones on Speed! Speed! Speed!